Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first for me. This is going to be a 2 looks 1 palette with the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. And if you haven't seen any of my videos before, if you haven't seen a series I have here on my channel, I will leave that listed in the description box. But that one is called Sort of Getting Use Out of My Collection, and basically I am focusing on one palette at a time and trying to use every shade at least 3 times, or I am using every shade in that palette at least 3 times, and then I hop on camera and I do a review of that palette and share you my thoughts on the palette. And this is basically because I find myself buying a lot of palettes and then I use them a few times and then I put them in my drawer, and then I use them like every once in a while, but not enough to get or form an opinion on them. So that is why I am doing this, and now I am currently focusing on the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, but I am done with this, so I am going to have my review up shortly after this video, so keep a lookout for that one. But yeah, so today I am sharing 2 looks with you. This is the second one, and I also have another one which is like a bit more, I don't know, not so cool tone, using some other shades in the palette. And excuse like my hairline in the second part of the look, because the first part of the look I filmed this Friday, so in the evening, and the lighting is a lot different. Hopefully you can just look past that, but and in that one I had not re-dyed my hair, or like I had horrible roots, but today I dyed my like roots, so my hairline is looking a bit not so good. So yeah, I think that was everything. I'm going to this video is going to jump right into the first look, and then at the end of this video you will see me do this look. So yeah, bye for now. Okay, so here is what the first look is going to look like. So I'm going to do that on this eye on camera. So first I'm just going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in 0.5, and I'm going to take that with a flat like concealer brush from Sedona Lace, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid. And I'm still practicing using like a creamy concealer as a base, so be patient with me. I know this is very like on trend at the moment, from like Mitchell. If you haven't seen him on Instagram, you should really go and check him out, because his looks are fantastic. And like on his Insta stories he has like he usually films when he has one-on-one lessons with people, so yeah, I like watching those. But I'm just putting this all over the eyelid and then sort of like patting it in to make it like seamless, because if the concealer is like uneven, then it's hard to get the eyeshadow even on top. So at first I'm just laying it down like this, and then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pat that in. So this eye is very inspired by JKissa here on YouTube, so I will have her listed down below. And Angelica Nyqvist also posted a 3 looks 1 palette with the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, and she also used like a turquoise shimmery shade on her inner part of her lid. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of inspired by that as well. So I'm going to start by taking this yellow shade in the middle and just take that on a Luxe Petite crease brush from Sueva. And when I do a base like this with a concealer, I like to start out with a smaller brush, but if I do my regular just MAC Painterly Paint Pot, then I like to start out with a more fluffy brush. But I'm just going to place this here on the inner part of my crease in small circular motions, just to blend it out. And as you can see, maybe not, but I feel like on a tacky base it sort of blends out easier. So I'm just going to pack on some of that color in the inner part here. Okay, and now I'm going to go into this sort of corally orange in the palette, and I'm going to take that on the same brush and just put that right in the center. And I wore a concealer as a base today, and I find that it, like at least this concealer, it creases if I use it for a long period of time. But it wasn't too bad, like nothing awful, it was still very wearable. But keep that in mind if you want to use a concealer as a eyeshadow base. Sometimes they don't last as long, or they might crease. Maybe you could use like a concealer that sets more. This is very like emollient, but I sort of don't like this concealer under my eye, so that's why I use it on my eyelid instead. Okay, so now we have those two colors laid down, and it, like, the blending does not have to be good at all right now. We will fix that later. This is just a big clean fluffy brush, or sort of clean. And now I'm going to take the red in the palette with the same brush again, and I'm going to put this right here on my outer crease and sort of drag it out a bit. And still like circle motions, sort of buff the eyeshadow into the concealer. And I sort of blend it right here on the bottom so that it looks like not patchy and seamless, and then I will go in with another brush to blend out the top. And then you can go back and forth like with a corally shade here in the centers, just so that you don't like lose the corally shade to the red. And I'm going in with more red on the outer corner. And just sort of pack that on until I get the intensity that I want. Let me know down in the comments if you're the type of person that can do like an entire eye look using just one brush, or if you switch among brushes all the time. I tend to do as much as possible just with one brush, and then I have like a towel in my knee and I just sort of swirl it on the towel, and it will, like, I do that in between colors. It's like an inexpensive, you know, those color switch things. Okay, now I'm going to take a clean brush first, and I'm just going to lightly buff on the edges. And I feel like I took this color up a little bit too high, which is the like danger of using a concealer, just because it sort of moves a lot. I'm just going to take this powder from Wet n Wild in the contouring palette, and I'm going to take that on a Suiva brush, like the name has rubbed off, but it's just a large sort of like fluffy brush, or like a, I don't know, like an enormous shader brush. Okay, so now I'm just sort of grazing the edge of the eyeshadow, just to sort of blend it out and sort of push it down. But now you can see the shape is a bit off, so I'm going to try and even that out. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to stick with for now. So now I'm going to take the same concealer again with the same brush again, the Sedona lace brush, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit on my brush and then put that on my lid, and then I'm just going to look straight forward into my mirror, and then you can see the concealer transfers, and that's where I know I have to cut my crease. And try and get the edge as even as possible, but like my patience runs out sometimes, so sometimes you can sort of fix it with the eyeshadow you put on top. So I'm going to leave it like that for now because my camera battery is blinking at me. but I'm just going to take my finger and pat the concealer in at first. And then you can see I can't really reach the edge, so I'm taking the same brush after I sort of wipe it off on my towel I have in my knee. And then I'm just sort of patting, or like blending the edge. Okay. Now I'm going to take a Sueva 234, and this is the Luxe Smoky Shader, and I'm going to take the turquoise in the palette and put that all over where we put the concealer. And then I'm going to take the same brush we used before, and I'm going to dip into the red. And I'm going to place this here on the edge, and as you can see it sort of starts to turn purple right at the transition between the red and the turquoise. And sort of pack on the red. And just go back and forth between the turquoise and the red. And when I feel like I have sort of like a gradient, I'm going to switch brush to an e.l.f. brush, and this is an eye crease brush. It looks like this, and I'm going to take the darkish teal and put that on my outer corner. And when this blends too with the red, it sort of turns into a slightly purple color. I don't want to blend this too high, but this does not want to blend, and I accidentally put it out here. I'm gonna dip into the red again and sort of blend over. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of perfect this, and then I'm going to do my face, and then I will be right back. Okay, so my base is done, as you can see, so now let's move on to the lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take a small brush, and I'm going to just mimic like the crease on the lower lash line, just because I want more of like the yellow and like the orange. So I'm just going to dip a small brush into the yellow shade. Now I'm just going to dip the same brush into the orange shade and put that on the center and sort of blend as I go. Cover up those under eye creases. And I'm going to take like a cleaner fluffy brush and just blend the edge. And then I'm going to take the red and meet up with the red on the outer corner. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to sheet a bit, so I'm going to take this highlighter from the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself, and this is sort of like a yellow duochrome, so it's similar to MAC Vanilla Pigment or like Kat Von D Thunderstruck, and I'm just going to put that on my inner corner, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that just under my brow bone. Okay, so now I'm going to take a black pencil eyeliner, and I'm just going to run that along my like lash line. And then I'm just going to take the brush we used before and sort of blend that a bit. And now I'm just going to apply some mascara and some lashes, and then I will be right back. So here is the finished look, and on my lips I first applied the Kiss Me lipstick, which is a lipstick subscription service. I first applied this in the shade Crush, but then I thought that was too bright because I love bright eyeshadow, and when I wear a bright lip I feel like the eyeshadow does not look as bright anymore. So then I sort of blotted that off, but there was still some like orange stain on my lips. So then I went over that with Promiscuous, also from Kiss Me, which is sort of like a nude. So then I got this like peachy mid-toned nude. So that is what I'm wearing on my lips. And yeah, I'm going to zoom in a bit. But here is the finished look. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here is the look we are going to do today on this side. So I'm going to do it on this side on camera. And I have my mirror here, so I hope this works out. First I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer in 0.5. And I'm just going to take that on a flat brush. I'm going to use basically the exact same things I used in the first look, so yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush, which is the one I used for the other look. And this is sort of dirty just because I've used it for this eye. But I am going to start and go in with this shade right here. Like the pinky shade, and you can see I already have like several dips in this palette, which is exciting. But I'm just going to place this right here on my inner corner, or like inner crease, and just sort of buff that out. And I'm going to go about halfway, so like right over my pupil. Okay, so now that we have that color laid down, I'm going to sort of blend it up more later. But I'm just going to dip into the teal shade in the palette with the same brush. And I'm going to start placing that on the outer corner, or like the outer half of my eye. And start blending that into the crease. I got some teal up here, but that's fine, it's okay. We're just going to continue to blend this out. Then I'm going to go into the pink again and like blend the crease so it almost turns into a purple. And then I'm going to take a large fluffy brush and sort of blend the edges. And then I'm just going to go back and forth between like brushes and the two colors until I get, or until it looks the way I want it to. I think I'm going to go in with a bit more of the pink, or like the edge here. And now I'm going to take a powder that is close to my skin tone, and I'm going to take it on the fluffy brush I used before and sort of graze that on top. And then I'm going in with the pink again. Okay, so now after a bit of blending, I am going to take a flat brush. This is the 234 by Zoeva, and I am going to go into the purple shade. And I'm going to sort of, this is not a metallic shade, it's more of a shimmer shade. So I'm just going to like put that lightly on just my lid. And I am not like expecting it to become really like metallic. I just want it sort of shimmery, and I'm sort of like blending it as I go. And then you can go back with the smaller brush and just sort of blend that out. And going back into the pink again. And then I like to take my finger with the purple and sort of pack that on a bit more. I feel like they did not turn out identical, so I'm just going to take the pink shade and try and make them more similar. Maybe like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go and do my face, and then I will be right back. Okay, so let's continue, and I'm just going to use the same brush as we used before, because why not? And I'm going to start by taking the teal again, and I'm just going to run that along my outer lower lash line. Okay, and now I'm going to dip the same brush into the pink again. And I'm just going to sort of run that along the outer edge, just to like marry it with the upper lash line. And now I'm just going to take the NYX Fall Whites eye pencil in White Smoke, and I'm going to run that along my waterline. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm just going to take Forever Lit from the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And put this on my inner corner. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up the look and then I will be right back again. Okay, so here is the finished look. On my lips I am wearing Colourpop lipsticks in Oh Snap, and on top of that I have the Butter London lip gloss in Fireworks. So yeah, nice glossy lip. Okay, so that was everything for this video and my 2 looks with the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. And I'm sure I will get back to this one and do more tutorials or looks and maybe do more of these 2 looks 1 palette. Let me know down in the comments if you think that I should do that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and give this a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!